Escape Mountain. This is we just watched the second episode. Hopefully you've just seen the second episode. It just came in this email. You guys spend the whole day from 4 a.m. Till well past midnight, right?
Yeah, about midnight.
Yeah.
Getting to this cabin in the middle of nowhere.
It's no cabin. It's a trapper's.
It was a shack.
Trapper lodge.
Shack.
Oh, come on. It had a roof on it.
You should
Windows.
I guarantee there's been millions of mouse made
Oh, yeah.
in that cabin.
For sure.
Little babies made in that cabin.
Little nice honeymoon shack.
Yeah.
So when you roll up to this place, what are you thinking? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Like, oh, we've made it, we're done?
No, it's just like, this doesn't seem right. Like, it's kind of eerie, it's dark, and this didn't seem right.
Okay, so what were the challenges now? Like, is this another challenge, Carl? Like, this is another phase that you guys
Well,
have
yeah,
been
if they want to eat, because they haven't ate yet, right? So, I mean, we knew that
All
they
day.
can go a couple
We hadn't
days
ate
without
since
eating.
the night before.
So they weren't going to starve to death, not right away. So it was a good challenge to get some food or whatever. If they wanted good food, if they wanted to eat the Spam, hey, it's there. Knock yourself up.
So let's talk about the food. You had the three fridges. One was Spam, one with hot dogs, and one was steak.
Yeah, eggs too.
And they were harder to get into.
Yeah, each
Better
one
than
had a
food.
different riddle. I mean, you had a fridge with, what was the fridge with? A combination?
Spam.
Yeah.
It's Spam, and then the
Yeah,
other
my
one.
fridge was just Spam.
Yeah, and then the other one you had to pick through about 500 different keys to find the lock, and then the other one was a Sudoku puzzle. And at that point I had no patience, so
So do you regret not taking a little time with the puzzle and trying
no.
it?
No.
Wait,
We're just
no.
lucky that I saw the bottom of the can when he did that, because we probably would have been testing those keys
Oh
out
yeah, he
forever.
probably would have just turned and kicked the can out the door.
Oh, yeah.
There's no door at that point.
I was kind of annoyed at this point.
Everybody's patience gets thin, when they're hungry. Especially when you're coming on 12 hours, 16 hours, no food, you're cold, you're tired, you're hungry, people start to get pretty irritable. So,
Especially
yeah, exactly. But it's good because it showed the character, and that's really what I think that we were after, is the character and the realism of it or whatever, and some good fun.
So you guys split up, you find the door, you find the wood, you find sleeping supplies, and you get the food out by force. How did you cook the steak?
Well, Rob was in charge of starting a fire. I had to assist with gasoline.
Yeah.
Once we got the fire set, it was pretty easy. We found later on that night, we found some metal grate and put it on the fire and just kind of had an open fire steak.
And I just threw everything else on the fire too. Did
I
you have
just
any
ate steaks.
eggs left over?
No. There wasn't no
You
eggs.
broke every single egg.
Oh yeah. So we didn't eat that next day, right? So it was.
So there was no breakfast. That was your only
There was
meal?
some bread and hot dogs and Spam.
You guys are
Well,
set.
I didn't eat it. I
Set
guess.
for another 48 days. Oh really? We're on a diet in the middle of nowhere.
I'm picky. No, the steak.
Are
is-
we?
Okay, so talk about, you've gone through the night, you've gotten some food. Then what happens? You get up that morning. Are you mentally ready for another day?
Not
No.
really, because the sleeping arrangements were terrible. It wasn't like we had this luxury CKMP lodge. We were staying in a shack. Had to keep the fire roaring, and so kind of a rough morning, rough start. So we kind of
No coffee.
Yeah, no coffee either.
And you're still in wet clothes under your gear. Or did
No,
you get-
No, we kind of dried out
them
with the fire at night. But it's hard, right? Because you're warm, and then you're oh, now we have to go back out. And we knew that storm was coming in, so we're oh, why?
The pellets, at the Wheel of Woes, it hurt your face.
Yeah.
That's why we're talking, her lips are all curled.
That's why
because
that mask
was pretty much pelleting sideways,
freezing rain.
it's like needles in your face. And
So-
it was cold.
So who came up with all the challenges on the Wheel of Woes?
Yeah, it was a mixture of Skidoo Creative and some of the ideas that I thought, okay, well, what would be realistic, that you would happen? It's, when your gloves, the no glove challenge, it's you take them off and then to do something, open a buckle or a zipper, and then your gloves fall in the snow. Now you got no gloves. Well, if you don't have spare gloves, this is what it's going to feel like, ride around with bare hands. And the suit was kind of funny and whatever, that was kind of the things we were after.
So how was your challenge with the rocks on the summit?
I was just glad I didn't have to do the other ones. But the retro suit, I was like a little jealous because I'm like, man, that actually could have been more clothes because I was so I was like, sweet. But then when he had to
was
ride
Ashley's
that
size, but he fit into it.
I forced myself into the suit.
It's kind of like a Kubasa and a hot dog wrapper. Does that make sense?
But you could feel the weight though for sure, like with the bag of rocks.
Oh yeah,
'cause
it
the
was
rocks,
heavy.
It was.
It's like a 50 pound of
55 or
Yeah.
60.
You couldn't even tell, but it was like, yeah, it was heavy.
And I don't know if you remember when you used to ride the older sleds and we have huge jerry cans, like a 6-gallon, you know, the extra big ones, not just the 5-gallon ones. And they handled terrible with that on there. So that was kind of like the thought of the rocks. You know, it's nice that nowadays we have to run, or we can get away with running no jerry can or maybe a small one and cover the same amount of ground as the old sled that used to have a, you know, packing extra was 25 liters that we pack, you know, and we burn it. But now that with the efficiencies, you don't have to do that. But I just wanted to make sure we were reminded of what it felt like.
So did you guys learn anything from this Wheel of Woes challenge? Anything that next time you go to the backcountry, like, I'm going to appreciate my gear a little more? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really do appreciate the good quality gear. Like that suit that I had from whatever year it was just a sponge. And so luckily I just kept my good snowmobile gear, the Skidoo, the Sympatex membrane.
And also, you can even see it like, you know, in the film, like it was just freezing rain and it was just like on the outside of our
Yeah,
stuff.
it was pretty much an ice cube in that thing.
Yeah.
It makes a difference having a real base layer, not just jeans.
Yeah.
I appreciate base
Yeah,
layer.
and the Wheel of Woes was like at probably 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and we didn't get done.
It's
It
probably
was about
later.
11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So
Okay, and then Carl, so now we've gone through the first episode and those challenges, and the second episode and your Wheel of Woes. Is there something big coming in the third episode that's really kind of the
Yeah, there's some cool challenges coming. I think there's going to be some fun stuff, and you know, I think we might go back in time a little bit. So I think that's something that I like. I'm nostalgic, and I like old things. So I think we're going to see some old things.
combining nostalgia with making Tony miserable? Sounds exciting.
Yeah, it might make everybody miserable. We'll see what happens.